Today we are going to be talking about what is it? Really, what does it take to make your application look so much better, flawless? The one thing that your makeup needs to look its best. Now, what is that? If you want to find out, just keep watching. Hey everybody, how are my Glow Tarts doing today? I hope everybody's well, and for those of you that are new, my name is Mandy and welcome to the video. Alright guys, so today we are going to be talking about the one thing, the big kahuna, the boss, the top dog. What is it that makes your makeup look good? What does it take? It takes the tools. It is what tools we use. Now, of course, everybody uses beauty blenders, but you know what? Everybody has their little quirks about what makeup brushes they use. So today, I'm showing you my favorite makeup brushes and what I use them for, when I use them for. You get the picture. So, let's jump in and I'll show you what I got. Alright guys, so first, I would like to say I have got a Morphe code down in the description box. I'm just messing with y'all. I ain't got no damn Morphe code and I ain't got no damn Morphe brushes. I'm so sorry. I do love Morphe brushes though. I was just messing with y'all. Just messing with y'all. Just joking. Just joking. No, I'm going to show you my favorite brushes. Some of them are dollar store brushes. Some of them are high end. You know what? I'm not going to say a brush is a brush to me because it's not. Because there are brushes that I don't like. I'm going to show you either one or two brushes at the end of this video that just don't quite work for me, and I'll tell you why, and I'll show you why, and you'll probably see why. So let's go ahead and get started, guys. I am first going to show you, this was in my haul the other day. They are absolutely beautiful brushes. I love them, but there's only like one or two I love. I do love this. I have been using this for contour, and it does give you that sharp contour edge. I love this brush, and I'm so happy I got it. And since they were only $4 for this little set, 7-piece brush set, I will be going back and get more because I've already got this dirty, and I hated to do it, but I love the brush, and it's going to be forever in my brush routine. You got a long life ahead of you, buddy. Trust me. Now, I will tell you the other brushes, you know what? There was nothing that really popped out about them. They weren't picking up product like they was supposed to. They didn't do really what I wanted them to do, so I'm not really going to talk about those. But there is one brush in this little pack, which didn't come with the pack, but I just stuck it in there to bring it in here to show y'all. I am going to show you that, and it is this. This is the brow brush that come with the L.a.Colors brow pomade that I showed you in yesterday's favorites video. This brush right here, that is what I do my brows with. I love the brush. I love the brow pomade, and I love the brush that it comes with. And, of course, a spoolie. A spoolie is really a spoolie to me. Well, no. Rewind that, take that back, because I'm going to tell you what. I have had some really big spoolies, and I have had some that are teeny tiny that don't really work for me either. So, it's a good spoolie. So I'm going to get into the eyeshadow brushes first, and let me tell you, I do have quite a few of them, but these brushes I do pull out every day. Now, every once in a while I might grab another brush to use instead of this one or instead of this one, but these are the brushes that I pull out every day to see if they want to go in my routine, and most of the time they do. I could use anywhere from 4 to 10 brushes on one eyeshadow look. And I'm not even exaggerating that, guys. I don't know what it is with me. I like to throw 4 or 5 colors in my crease. If the transition shade isn't really working out for me, I like to double that up with another color just to change the tint of it. I'm just a loon. I'm a lunatic. A lunatic. No, I might be a loony tick too. Who knows? Alright, guys. So, anyways, I'm going to show you this. This, of course, Wet n Wild is one of my favorite brush makers. I love Wet n Wild brushes. They work so good. They don't shed. They pick up product. They spread the product the way they're supposed to, and they blend them out. Well, most of the time, most of the brushes that I've used by Wet n Wild, do. Now this is one of the eyeshadow brushes by Wet n Wild. This is the Crease brush, and I just used this. This has got a little tapered top at the end of it, and I love it for my crease. And when I am wanting to go bold and blow the color out of my crease a little bit more, all I do is stack the eyeshadow all the way up the brush, and that way I can kind of poke it in there and then do it like that. And of course it's going to go as blowed out as you want it to go. So I do love brushes like this. This next one, guys, this is fairly new, and I did get this in an Ipsy bag. I love getting brushes in my Ipsy bag. I do. I really do. This is the Royal Lange Nickel, I believe. Yeah, that's what it is. This is another crease brush, crease blending brush, but this is, it's tapered also. I don't know why. I'm going too fast. I'm going too fast for myself. Anyways, it is tapered at the end, but it also comes to a point at the end. And I find this to be absolutely perfect to go into that inner corner in the crease. I love this brush for that, and I'm using this bad boy every day. And again, it does its job, and it does not shed. I'm going to show you another brush that I use for the crease and for that outer V. This one right here. And again, I got this in my Ipsy. I get some really great brushes from Ipsy, so thanks, Ipsy. This is the Glamour Dolls. I thought it had a number on it. Oh, I look so stupid. It don't have a number on it, but you know what? Who cares? I love this brush. I can use this for a crease brush. Even though it's not got the long shape to it, it does come to a point, but it comes to a point at an angle, if that makes any sense. And again, it is tapered. I absolutely love it. I think it fits perfect on that outer V when I want to pack color on that outer V to make it nice, bold, and dark on the outer V. This is the brush that I'm using. And most of the time when all of the color is off of it, well, when most of the color has been laid down on that outer V, that is when I will swoop in through my crease with this brush, and it works absolutely beautifully. Now, the next one is something that I use for my transition color, and it is this brush right here. This is wore out, but it is a NYX brush, and it is just a blending brush, and again, it comes with that tapered end, but it is nice and big. I like a big transition brush. Does that make sense? I love a big blending brush that I could use to lay my transition shade, because I've got a lot of real estate on these babies right here, trust me. So I like my transition color to go at least up far enough for everybody to see what kind of transition color I got on. That's why I do love this brush, and it does, again, it doesn't shed, it does its job, and every brush that I'm showing you today does its job. And the ones that do shed, I will let you know if they shed. And again, I had to show another Wet n Wild. This is another brush that I use for transition. Now, this one doesn't really come to a point, so it's more of the flat top brush. But again, I love this for transition. When I want to focus on the inside crease, I will pack the color up on the bristles a little bit deeper, and I will go kind of deep into my crease, and it just kind of blows that transition shade out. And I absolutely love it. And I love it to go in the circular motions. And this is the brush that I always use to blend every shade that I lay, if that makes sense. This is the brush that I grab. I'll lay a transition shade, probably with the NYX brush, and then I will pick this up and I will blend that out if I'm wanting a more smoked out look or whatever the case may be. And then I will lay my crease, and again, I'm grabbing this brush again to blend those two together. So this brush is kind of a do-all brush for me. I love it. I love you. All right, guys, now I've got a dual-ended brush. Matter of fact, I got two of these, so I will go ahead and get them out of the way. This one right here is a really good for a crease brush, but this brush does shed, and for some reason, just on this end only. The reason I use this brush is for this end and this end only. If you could see, it is a very small, short-tipped brush, but it is finely packed in there. And what I use this brush for is to highlight under my brow bone and to highlight my inner corner of my eye, and I love that. I love it because it picks up color like a pro. I mean, it will pick up so much color. And yes, of course, I do the tap off with every one of my brushes every time I pick up a color. but it does pick up a lot of product and it does place it where it's supposed to go, and I love that about this brush. Alright guys, another brush that I could not live without is another Wet n Wild. Now I believe this is called the small concealer brush. I'm not exactly sure. But yes, if you could tell, yes, I do use this for liquids and creams. This is what I use to cut my crease out with. I love this brush. It is so sharp and it is so sturdy. Like if that makes any sense, if you know what I'm talking about when I say sturdy, this has like hardly no give to it. So it does cut out that nice crisp line for my concealer when I'm doing a half cut crease, a cut crease, or just basically laying concealer on my lid when I want to slam on a glitter right on top of that. I love this brush. Next brush, guys, this is what is that thing called? Eco something. Eco brush? Most of my brushes, the words rub off all the time because they are put in such good use that I'm always rubbing them off, but I believe it's Eco something. I'll put it down here somewhere. I know you guys know what I'm talking about, but this is a really small pencil brush. It's not the smallest that they've ever made because that's the dumbest thing that I could ever think of. It is a medium-sized pencil brush, and I love using this for my lower lash line to kind of pack the color on and then blend it out with it. And also, when I'm looking for a really strong, darkened outer V, I will take the color and I will pack it on with this. So, you always need a good pencil brush. Next one, guys, is another, well, you know what? I got 3 dual ends, I think. This is another dual-ended pencil, but again, it's only one side that I'm after with this one. This, I think, come in I believe I got this in my Profusion palette. Now, this brush, I think I got this in with the palette, and I'm really surprised because a lot of the palettes that I get, I usually toss those brushes, but again, it's only one side that I'm after, and I'm pretty sure it was my Profusion. No, you know what? It is a Profusion brush. It came out of one of my Profusion palettes. I cannot exactly pinpoint which exact one it was, but I know it came out of a Profusion palette. This side, it's alright. You know, could be better. But this side is what I want. Again, this is considered a crease brush, but I don't use it for a crease. It has got that angled taper to it again, as you can see right there, but it is small enough that I use this on my lower lash line to blend out, or to lay a transition shade on my lower lash line. And speaking of the lower lash line, another Wet n Wild. Now this, I think, is another concealer brush, I think is what they call it. And look, like the color paint or whatever that is they put on there is already wearing off. But this is kind of small and it's wide, but it is very sharp. Now, it's not quite sharp enough for me to use to lay my concealer on my lid, because if you can see, the bristles do kind of spread apart. So, I mean, there's not really shedding, but they do kind of spread apart. So, what I like to use this for is to pack color on my lower lash line. So, you're pretty good after all. Now, the next brushes I'll probably run through kind of fast because I've been spending too much time on just each of these brushes. Next one is another Wet n Wild. I'm not exactly sure what this brush is called, but I call it the Put Your Shimmer on Your Lid brush. That's what I call this brush, yes. This is my lid brush. I love it for packing on the shimmer shade, glitter, whatever. This bad boy's going to pick it up and it's going to lay it down, if you know what I mean. Next one is e.l.f. Oh, finally a new brush. Oh. Guys, this is an e.l.f. brush, and it is, again, I think this is called the concealer brush. I love to use this to lay my crease line when I'm doing a cut crease. When you want that extra sharp, crisp line, the dark line that goes in your crease above your concealer when you're doing your cut crease. That's this little bad boy right here. And next, this is Beauty Accents. I got this for $1. Yeah, people, $1 at the dollar store. I got this, and I've had this for months, and I absolutely love it. Now, e.l.f. has got one similar to this, which I also have that one. But since I've had this one, I've been using this. I like to pack color on the outer V when I'm wanting it something extra dark or smoky. Or I could go in the lower lash line with this, depending on how far I want to bring it down. If I want to bring down my lower lash line shade, if I want to bring that down pretty far, I will use this. But Next, I have an It Cosmetics brush. Oh my goodness. This brush is used all the time and it saves my life. Okay, maybe it don't save my life, but this is what I use when after I do my brows, and then I put my brow gel in, and instead of getting the brow gel all on the color on the top, I will take this brush, and it is just like a little sponge tip, but it's nice and sturdy, and it picks up product. I will take it, and I will go across the top of my brow and the bottom of my brow, just to get the excess color that has flaked off from my brows. I love this. And speaking of It Cosmetics, here's another one, and this one is labeled eye shading. I don't know why they do that. It's not like I follow rules, so I do what I want. This is a nice thick brush. Now for the crease, I would use it for that, but you know what? I got so many that are favorites that I already use for my crease. I don't do it for that. I put on my highlighter with this little bad baby brush, this little bad brush. I love to go in there and just blend out my highlight with this brush. If I'm wanting a pop-in highlight, this is the one that I use because it does pick up a lot of product, and it also lays down a lot of product, which on those days when I'm wanting a little bit more attention, you know. Now this next one, I believe, is Beauty Accents. Again, it does have a little bit of writing on it, at least. But this is another crease brush, and again, I've got so many crease brushes that I don't use that for this. And again, it's got that tapered angle where it's tapered and it comes up to an angle at the tip. What I love to do with this is, if I'm wanting a sharp contour, this is where I would take my translucent powder or my banana powder or whatever that I'm cutting out my contour with to sharpen my contour. This is the brush that I use, so very good. And the next brush, guys, y'all are probably going to give me hell in the comments, but I cannot remember the name of this, but it would not be fair for me to show my favorite brushes and not show you this one because it's used all the time. I use this in, I used to use this in for a highlighter until I found something else, but I always use this in to lay down my color corrector, to blend out my concealer. I just love this brush, and I can't remember the name, so I'm sorry, guys, but I can't remember the name of it. And again, speaking of those no-name brand brushes, it's another Duel end pencil. Now, this brush, and I can kind of remember the name, and if I do, I will put it somewhere around here, probably down there. But anyways, this end is, of course, that tapered end, and I love to do my nose contour with this end of the brush. I absolutely love using it with that. This end is what I was doing my contour with until I found that new brush the other day. So now I haven't been using this that much, but I still use this for the nose contour. So that's why she's here. All right, guys, now we're getting into some base brushes. Now, this is, of course, the e.l.f. blending powder brush, or whatever they called it. I don't know what they call it, but I call this the sweep off my dust brush. This I love just to sweep off if I'm baking, or if I'm if I put too much powder, and instead of spraying my setting spray first, I will try to kick off a little bit of the dust with this brush. And the next one, and don't make fun of me, people. Trust me. Don't act like you ain't got brushes like this in your favorites too. This is Beauty Accents. It says Total Face Brush, but I use this to lay my setting powder, and I love just to stipple my powder on with this brush. It is just so good for stippling on the setting powder on top of my foundation with this. And the next one is my e.l.f. This is the Ultimate Blending Brush, I believe is what they call this, and I just had to have this brush when they first come out with it. I think it was $6 to $8, something like that. I can't remember, but I had to have this brush, and for good reasons too, because I use it every day. This is what I use to blend out all of my contour. I absolutely love it. Now, the next one I'm going to get out of my way, and it's another, of course, Wet n Wild. This is the flat top foundation brush, or maybe they called it a powder brush. I think they did call it a powder brush, but this is what I use every day for my foundation. This is what I I stipple my foundation after I dot my foundation on first. Then I stipple it out with this, and then I go to buffing it in with this brush, and I absolutely love it. Alright guys, now next I have a Luxie brush, and this is the, I think, 660 or 560. This is the Precision Foundation brush. I don't know why they call that this. Again, this is another brush I got in my Ipsy. I love you, Ipsy, for that. And it does shed just a hair or two every once in a while, like there's one right there, and that'll probably be it for the day. But I either use this to lay down my bake or to dust off my bake up under my eyes. Gotta have it for that, guys. Or actually, I dust powder over top of my primer on my eyelids too. I do that with that too. Next one is the e.l.f. This is an e.l.f. brush, the flat top contour brush, I believe is what they called it. I'm not exactly sure. I don't lay my contour with that, but what I do is I blend in my nose contour with this brush. I absolutely love it for that, and that's just about the only reason I use this brush, but it's used every day. And this next one is one that I just got, and I forgot the name of this again, and there's no name on the brush, so I will put this down here. I had this in a haul, I believe, but I love this. I've been loving this for a bronzer brush. It just lays product so beautifully and blends it out with hardly any problems. It's like time you get your bronzer on there, it almost blends out itself. So, good job. Next one, guys. Oh my gosh, I probably got to write this down there. Nope, no I don't. No, I don't. It is the SLMMiss Glam brush. Again, another Ipsy. And look at the two little diamonds. I absolutely love that. This brush is my favorite highlight brush. Now, again, that small It Cosmetics brush is what I want. It's what I use when I'm wanting a more poppin' highlight. When I'm wanting a more blended out highlight or a more subtle highlight, this is the bad boy I grab. Or I can make it just as poppin' with this brush too if I layer it a couple of times. But this is my baby. Alright guys, I got a couple of disappointments, and let me tell you, and if y'all could tell me what to do with these brushes, y'all could let me know down there in the comment sections, because I'm highly ticked off about these brushes. Nah, I'm just joking. I love brushes. Okay, this first one, and I love the little net it comes with. Now, again, I got this, I believe, with an Ipsy. Ipsy, this is the only time you failed me. Okay, this is the Luxie 640 Pro Precision Tapered Brush. Okay, first I tried to use it for a highlight. Then I tried to use it for a blush. Then I tried to do a more blowed out contour. I don't know what to do with this brush. It is so soft, but whenever I put product on it and I try to use it for something, it's like product goes all over my face. So I'm not exactly sure what you're supposed to do with this brush. Precision? Bitch, where? And another brush, and you know what? I got brushes that the handles fall off all the time, and I still use them, still love them. But e.l.f., not my stipple brush. Now that is one that really bugs me because the handle comes off, because it is really short and it's not really that thick like my big old powder brush that is easier to grab. And I like to stipple. I love to stipple, but I can't stipple with this little stump. It's a stumple stip. It's a stipple stump. It's a mess. That is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed seeing all these brushes and seeing which brushes that I love to pull out and use every day and just make a mess all over my face. So I hope y'all enjoyed it. I mean, I do pretty good if I don't say it so myself. So if you enjoyed this video, if you like seeing all these brushes, hell, if you like me in general, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to my channel and become part of the Glow Tart family. We would love to have you. And I love you guys so much. And I will see you next video. Bye, guys.